Hi everyone, welcome to Skylight Tarot. I hope everyone is doing great and amazing. So today's pick a card reading is person on your mind. What are their thoughts about you and the connection? So this reading, the intention of this reading is basically to give you clarity, just in case you had been following the current feelings and everything, and you'll be like, okay, this person is in love with you, but there is no progress that is happening. As to why that progress is not happening, we're going to dig deeper today. If you're interested, but please know that this is a general, collective, and timeless reading. So take what resonates, leave out what is not resonating. It's not your personal reading. Your intuition is the best judge. Okay. Person on your mind, pile number 1, their thoughts about you and the connection. Pile number 2. Too many cards. Pile number 2. And pile number 3. Okay. So pile number 1. What would help me feel safe in opening up? And your keyword is Dabble. The creative is Mallard. Pile number 2. What do I want to carve out space for in my life? The keyword is Dig. And the creative is Prairie Dog. Pile number 3. What eternal knowing can I access in human form? Your keyword is Remember. And the creative says 13 lined, what is this, around squirrel. 13 lined around, oh sorry, ground squirrel. I was just wondering why was there around. Okay, it's ground. Okay, ground squirrel. 13 lined ground squirrel. Oh my god. So if you're someone who's connecting with the cards, you can get started. However, if you select pile using zodiac sign, you can use your sun sign, moon sign, ascendant, Venus, whatever works your case. And just in case you don't know, simply go by your birthday month. Pile number 1, Gemini, Aries, Virgo, Leo. Pile number 2, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Pile number 3, Cancer, Libra, Pisces, and Taurus. Okay, so these are your options and your choices, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile number 1. So those of you who resonated with what would help me feel safe in opening up, and your card says Dabble. We're just gonna take a look here. There is Mallard. There it is. That's number 66. Okay. Life would be boring if each of us lived in an echo chamber where our only exposure was to people and ideas exactly like our own, wouldn't it? At the same time, hearing something that challenges our beliefs or even simply differs from them may feel unsettling. We might bristle, withdraw, or even feel afraid. While these responses can be natural or instinctive, we have the power to override them. First, remember that no matter what anyone else believes or says or does, no one can take away your right to choose the same for yourself. Second, activate one of the most important tools you have, your discernment. Whatever comes across your radar, use your intuition to screen it. This whole operation depends on what your filters are set to. Though, Challenge yourself to be honest, take ownership of your filters, your core beliefs, and overcome cognitive dissonance. Being open includes a willingness to receive new information and choosing to change. If you feel a pull to someone or something new, can you give yourself permission to be open without fear? You can dabble, which is to say, get more information and then discern if it feels nutritious to you. Have you ever seen a mallard with his face underwater? Okay, I'm not gonna do this. Um, what I'm getting here is that pile number one, this connection is somehow kind of making a person very, very threatening by the fact that maybe you want something else. You view relationship in a different way. Your person views life and relationships in a different way, and both of you are just not on the same page. But then there are feelings, okay? I wouldn't say that there are no feelings. There are feelings that is coming from their side, but the thing is that um, A, do you feel safe to open up to them, or you're creating a safe space for them to open up to you, or both of you are just not opening up to each other? Okay, that's the food for thought. And what you have to do is that if someone is just not matching with our own views and opinion because they have their own views and opinion, the the most that you guys can do is basically communicate rather than judging the other person based on what do you want versus what do they want, because the definition of love is very much different for different people. um yeah. Person on your mind, their thoughts about this connection and about file number one. 10 of cups, temperance, hermit, justice. Look at that. And then we have hangman, we have ace of swords, we have knight of cups, and we have the lovers in the reverse, 4 of cups, 8 of wands, 7 of swords. Did they ever tell you that you kind of light up their world? I'm getting here that someone was actually willing to go all the way with you. Because in this case, what I feel here is that they did not get the response from your side, or you didn't get the response from their side. Take it how it resonates. But one person was very much neutral. The other person was very much about the other person. The energy that is coming across is someone who was emotionally very, very open to emotionally very shut off now, emotionally very withdrawn now. I mean, this is something that started off perhaps very good, amazing. You wanted to see where things go. They were seeing something beautiful with the two of you. I mean, this person had like a lot of feelings for you, or you could have a lot of feelings for them. Take it how it resonates. But there were like a lot of feelings, is what I'm getting. But one of you, perhaps you guys did not talk about the feelings, or the other person did not reciprocate. Now this person is very withdrawn. They don't see the future, they don't see the love, they don't see anything with you anymore. Everything is just now balanced. It's neutral. And now this person is kind of in the zone that, do I want to make the same mistake again? I mean, why did I open up to pile number one? Or vice versa, because now there is a fear of literally opening up their heart. But there's also a little bit of introspection that is coming in, like, why did I open up that soon? Perhaps I need to analyze the situation first before opening up in my future relationships. Well, that is what the discernment is about, right? I mean, you have to like literally not take everything whatever that you're feeling. Check in with your intuition. If something is just not right, use your discernment. Take it slow is the thing that I'm getting here. But it looked like that this person was very much into you initially, file number one. And I'm just surprised with the way the feelings have changed. And that is not because of something that has happened, that is because of someone's actions, that they just don't feel it anymore. Like, I'm just feeling that there's this sense of, what was I doing? I mean, her or him, like, really? That's the question that they're asking. It's like they kind of know what their heart want now, or perhaps they got some new information about you, or it's just that they started using discernment. Let me just put it that way. And if you're just watching this reading wondering that these are your feelings for them, then it could be. This is a collective reading. But what I'm getting here is that someone who was too much into you, too observing something, too just literally off. But yeah, whatever that was, the balance is now restored. The balance was from being too much to being now nothing at all. The balance is restored. Because that's how the cards are coming out to be. Ten of Cups is about when you are seeing a future, you're happy, you're in that la la land. This is my person. I love her or I love him. To Temperance. And when you see Temperance with the way, this cat is looking and there are all the fishes, it's like, I have so many things to offer. What are you offering me? And then nothing comes your way in return. You're kind of forced to look within, because Hermit is a card where something's very isolated. Introspection, questioning, what am I doing? I don't know why you're watching tarot reading, pile number one. I think this connection is done. Ten of Cups. Maybe you need to hear that. Clarify Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is clarified by Five of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Sun. Four of Pentacles. You were like a ray of sunshine to them. You were like, oh my God, this is what I was looking for all this while. And they just wanted to grab you. It's like they've just surrendered and they just went with their feelings and they just went in deep. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Six of Swords. You remember the vision that I'm getting is that when you're on a raft and when there is the tides are just coming and you're just floating with very high speed, and all of a sudden there's a stone, and then your high speed is like dumb, and then you can't move any further. And then that's what it has happened. There was a blockage. I don't know what that blockage is, but there was a blockage that kind of disrupted their speed. It's more like a wake up call as well. Because if someone is just, With the way things are, maybe with the Four of Pentacles, this person might have been someone who was having a lot of options, but then were not liking any of the options. Like, which option is right for me? And then there you are, and they're like, damn, that's the one. I see less of love, more of attraction and fascination towards something that was just not. Or maybe this person just got out of a relationship, because it usually happens when the one relationship ends. You tend to fall for anyone who just comes right after it way too quickly, so that you don't have to process the pain of the previous relationship. That always happens. Been there and that. Clarify the Temperance. The Temperance is clarified by Ten of Swords, again, clearly. Nine of Wands, and then Knight of Wands, and at the bottom we have Page of Wands. Like I said, nothing was returned to them. I think this person gave, and that's what they kind of realize, that I am just getting drained. There is nothing that's just coming my way, and I don't have anything more to give. And this person is just taking, and it's like a Knight of Wands energy. There is just attraction to a point that this person is now thinking there is nothing more than attraction here. Or when there was a turn to return something, there was nothing that was given. This is more like reciprocity. Someone who's like, oh my god, this is like, I'm getting, my heartbeat is getting up. This is like the realization really hit them hard. At the bottom we have Page of Wands, we have Seven of Wands, and then we have Nine of Pentacles. This person decided to go their separate ways. Clarify the Hermit. Clarify the Hermit. The Hermit is clarified by Four of Pentacles, the Empress, the Death, and then the Four of Cups. They sort of ended the situation. They kind of understood that if they want to have some sort of self-respect left in them, it is time to just leave. This person is like questioning, what am I doing? Don't I have a self-respect or something? It kind of ended things, and the ending was something that was very transformative, liberating. Maybe that's how the feelings just changed. It just changed. And there's a very drastic change that I'm seeing here, pile number one. Clarify Justice. The Justice is clarified with Six of Swords, Two of Swords, and Knight of Swords. And at the bottom, Page of Wands. Again, the same sort of set of cards. Yeah, they're moving on. They moved on. It's not that in the process of moving on, or you're still in a relationship and you're watching this reading and you're like, hey, okay, so my person is deciding to move on. No. This is like when someone, you kind of know that this person is moving on. Maybe that's why you're here to watch the reading. But there is a very strong moving on energy, and this person just doesn't even care anymore. Might be very difficult to hear, but the fact that I'm getting here is that they can see things clearly between the two of you, and they kind of realized the Ten of Cups is not with you, and that moving on is something that is so, because I'm getting all the swords cards. Honestly, there's all the swords card. That is so much balanced that now they feel nothing. There is no angst. There is nothing. There's just nothing. This could be a karmic connection, which is more about their awakening, their realization, because we have the Empress here. This is about self-respect, introspection. equal give and take, understanding how relationship dynamics are, and how not to fall for someone that quickly. That was their lesson. I don't know what your lesson is, pile number one, but that is what is coming in here. What else do they think about pile number one and this connection? What else do they think about pile number one and this connection? Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and at the bottom, the Lovers. They feel that this connection is somehow very, very transformative, which kind of made them realize that who to invest their energies onto, because they will now be, the Page of Wands kind of represents when you're going forward and exploring more options, more opportunities. Queen of Pentacles kind of represents who you're willing to give. You're someone who's very, very protective and nurturing, but you are very much discerning as well, very grounded, not emotional, not doing this trauma bonding anymore. Ace of Pentacles is about who do I invest in someone else. So it could be a kind of situation, it could be a kind of person, whosoever comes in next. So this is about the choice. What kind of partner will I be choosing going forward? Four of Wands, Eight of Wands. It's not because of the intensity, it's not because how hot the other person is. It is really about the efforts and the value that the other person puts in. Pile number one's feelings towards this person. Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, King of Swords. You were somehow perhaps very detached. I mean, you did like them. There was a very strong attraction that I'm seeing from your side, and you saw that yes, something could be happened. They seem like a very good potential to you, but then they were not the only one that you were giving your attention to. You were kind of distracted. Now I'm checking your energy so that you know that this is your reading. um, you were the one who was very detached, and you were the one who was kind of being chased perhaps by this person, or you were wanting to be chased by this person. I mean, at the bottom I'm seeing the king, and then the king is like kind of beside the peacock. Did you act very pricey with them? They were never a priority. Five of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Hmm. You don't know perhaps why you're thinking about them. Maybe which is why you're watching this reading. Six of Wands, the Tower, King of Swords. Okay, so well, this could be about the attention that this person gave you and you're not getting that attention. Take it how it resonates, okay? And if this reading is not making sense, it's not your reading. This reading is making sense, then this is your reading, okay? So we're gonna take one piece of advice. Stay back. Just one piece of advice for pile number one. Am I fully claiming my authority, defense, And it is time to reclaim and reinvent the structures in my life. Take over. This is actually about a belief system of yours that you really want to do, like really seeing within. How do you want to deal with relationships perhaps going forward? I'm not interested in giving a lot of yarn, so I think this is actually about really introspecting um, about all your relationship and what you're willing to invest or give in a relationship and what kind of relationship that you would want in your life. That is what it is about, okay? All right, so pile number one, this was your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye bye, take care. Hi, pal number two. So, those of you who resonated with Dig, Prairie Dog, what do I want to carve out space for? Okay, so there are a lot of prairies. I was just thinking, why is there prairie smoke? We have Prairie Dog. That's 42. Okay. Imagine being a kid in a sandbox with shovel and pail. What would you make? If you feel stuck, connecting with your inner child might help you find new ideas for which route to explore. In some way or another, we are each at the edge of the frontier in our own lives, no matter what age we are. As adults, it can be easy to forget the spirit of adventure and excitement we may have felt when we were younger. Like prairie dogs, humans are communal creatures. For millennials, humans are. Okay, what do you want to prioritize? Get creative about how can you bring more of it into your life and go for it. Consider inviting your community to join you. This is about when Prairie Dog pops up from her burrow today with an invitation to dig deeper into what brings you a sense of well-being and connection. What have you have the right to decide what that is. What do I want to carve out space for in my life? What I'm getting here is that pile number two, the introspection is about accommodating you into their life. How do I want to start relationships? How do I want to, perhaps look at relationships? Is something really working out? There's a lot of questions I feel that needs to be addressed. Questions. I see a lot of questions. Let's see what those questions are about. File number two. Person on your mind, their thoughts about you and this connection. Let's find out. Thoughts about you and this connection. Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups, Five of Cups, Page of Wands, there's Lord of Wands, Ten of Wands. Oh, your person is getting a sense that you are kind of moving away and they just want to grab you. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. You're moving away, perhaps you're actually moving away, or you're moving on and they want to grab you. It's like a realization that it would be too late now. And there is a high possibility that this person was very much nonchalant, kind of taken you for granted. And they seem like now you're distracted. Now you're distracted by other things, by perhaps someone else, and they can see that you're distracted. They are coming across as someone who's with a wand energy. You're coming across with someone who's in a cup energy. They could be someone who's very hot and cold, but perhaps the passion between the two of you is good, and they are someone who's very perhaps very in and out of your life. The intensity of them coming back into your life is like, you'll be like, whoa, that is not what I expected. And then with that intensity, this person is just out of your life. Maybe you're tired now of all of that. Maybe you decided to give that attention to yourself, because Queen of Cups is also very, very self-serving and self-loving. And you're really having this kind of a realization looking at this bird. There is this sun around her crown chakra, that this is the direction that I need to go in, but you still tend to look back into the past. Even though you get some options, you tend to look back into the past. And what I'm getting here is that your person is now seeing and understanding that you are the one who's getting more of a glow up, self loving sort of a way. You're tending more to yourself, your energy is becoming more and more inward, not focusing on them. It's just not outward. If you're still with this person, it's a situationship type of scenario. This person can sense that change in you. And they are like, before I regret losing pile number two, I should do something grand. Grand gestures coming your way. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, the Chariot. Um, Paldo, the ball is in their court. You don't have to do anything. If this Queen of Cups is your energies, then continue to be in this energy. In fact, I would say continue to go deeper into it, deeper into self love, deeper into self serving kind of a mode. Because now, what the thing is happening is that um, the old will also going to come back, the new will also going to come back. You're coming into the energies where things are just working out for you. And that is why your person also knows that before that competition kind of increases, I should just go back. Clarify Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is clarified by Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Page of Swords. At the bottom, there's Fool, and then the Tower. They know that you're going forward towards a new beginning, and they are kind of getting in this Tower moment. They know that you're now wanting to just get out of their grip, and this person is like, there is a high possibility that all this while this person was waiting for you to just come forward and propose to them so that the ball is in their court. But perhaps maybe you did not. There's a lot of waiting, watching energy that's coming in. Up until this point in time, this person was very sure that you will not going to go anywhere. But now with this Page of Swords coming in here, they are not that sure anymore. Doubts started to come in. And I think this unsettling feeling, this, if you are in a no contact situation, this person is rushing back to you. If you are in a situationship, this person might just offer something more to you. Clarify Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is clarified by Three of Wands, Unity, Six of Pentacles, and then we have Six of Cups at the bottom. Someone else is giving you attention and they know it. You started to look at other persons. You started to look at people who are better than them. You're kind of giving them a lot of insecurities. This is more like a world card. Things are just getting over. You are recognizing your power, pile 2. And this person is like, how can you do that? Why would you do that? You're supposed to stay with me. Oh my god, I'm loving this reading. I'm loving this reading. And if I have like 1% of the contribution in this glow up of yours, I'll be like happy. My purpose is solved. And that's what my purpose is. See, everyone, I'm not anti love. Everyone deserves love. Love that is respecting, love that is open, love that is reciprocal. Not love that is manipulative, not love that makes you stuck, not love that makes you serve the other person. And if you're looking forward that there is someone better out there, you're coming out of your lack mindset, and universe kind of knows that yeah, there are other people out there. It's just that you have to believe that you are not stuck. Clarify 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is clarified by Page of Cups, King of Swords, and Ace of Swords. And at the bottom, we have the Hierophant. There is a high possibility just to get your attention, pile number 2. This person might just come in, say something very, very truthful, or something that they haven't really expressed. It could be something that's very romantic. It's not commitment, no. It's the Page of Cups energy. It's just something that's very romantic, that's going to make you think, like, you know what? I miss you ever since you have left me. I see you in my dreams. You just don't leave my head. Now, that is something that can get you into a daydreaming sort of an energy. Maybe this person is very good with words. Maybe they know what to say. Hierophant coming in. So this person knows their game. That how to get you distracted from the 2 of Cups that you were looking for to the past. That, hey, I'm still there. What are you doing? Checking out other options. I can still get you hooked. Page of Wands. There's a reach out. Definitely, there's a reach out. If this person is not, there's a reach out. This person is coming back. Clarify Page of Wands, Four of Wands, the Sun, 10 of Wands, and then we have 8 of Swords. Just to, with their words, basically to show you the real picture, to show you that there is something more. Okay, see all these wands here, and it's like, let me just grab. So one by one by one by one, it's like a flirty text message, and then a little bit more consistency, and then expressing something. It's like a consistent effort. It's just not one timing. Persistency, something that you have never seen. Consistency, persistence, this you have never seen from this person, perhaps. Now they're going to give it to you because they don't want to lose out on you, because you're leaving. And why they don't want to lose out on pile number 2? Let's get this. Why don't they want pile number 2? Why aren't they letting go of pile number 2? The Magician, Ace of Cups. You're the only one who serves them the tea very hot. You're the only one who shows them that you're special, you're loved, you're cared for. Magician to the Ace of Cups. And always remember, Magician is an energy when someone can perhaps utilize the resources that they have, okay, to convert a unfavorable situation into a favorable situation, right? So this person was manipulative. They had pentacle energy, they had wand energy, they had sword energy. What they did not have was basically the cup energy. And this cup energy, they use it from you. So this person feels fulfilled emotionally, that I am someone, someone loves me. Maybe this person is having resources, they have They have the money, they have the wand, that is the looks and everything. They have, other people's attention and attraction and everything. They have the sword, the way to communicate, the intellect and everything. But what they did not have was the emotion. So you bring that emotional angle to give them that fulfillment. That's why they can't let you go, because you're again coming across as Queen of Cups. It's just that you're not giving them the cup anymore, you're giving it to yourself. Tell me more about this person, their feelings, their thoughts about this connection. And pile number two, the Tower, Judgment, Seven of Wands. This is like when someone, and then we have the Devil. This person doesn't have good intentions towards you, by the way. It's just that they can't just let you move on. They don't want to keep you and really cherish you and respect you and give you the space in their life where they kind of show you that yes, you really matter. Seven of Wands, they are blocking some sort of a movement, some sort of a, abundance in your life. Devil. They just want you to be there with them, doing nothing. What is your advice here? Pile number two. The advice will be very short, okay? What is your advice for pile number two? We have nurture and then we have crack. Oh, what role is mothering energy playing in my life? Nurture. You're someone who's already very, very sensitive, and you have that nurturing side, which is why you must be attracting a lot of a-holes in your life. Pile number two. What do I know without knowing why or how? That's crack. Walnut tree. What do I know without knowing why or how? What do I know without knowing why or how? I don't know. I don't know. What is this? What is this? Walnut tree. 72. What does this mean? The brain intelligence is unmatched by anything humans have been able to invent. My God, there is a lot of healing that you need to do. You have to nurture yourself, pile number two. This is about your own psyche. This is about your own patterns in love. And you are supposed to perhaps meditate that self love, tending to yourself. That's going to help you unlock a lot of layers within you. Mothering energy in your life. So mothering energy is like you have to nurture your own emotions, you have to nurture your own psyche, understanding what your patterns are perhaps in love. Because see, you are coming across as Queen of Cups, so that means you are someone who's very nurturing, someone who's an empath, perhaps someone who's very intuitive, someone who gives off the radiance that, you know what, you have the emotions. And then you attract people like this. You literally attract people like this who are narcissists. I don't have to name your person as narcissist, but this is generally a kind of relationship. And if you want to just, want to Google it out and figure it out, what is a relationship of an empath or narcissist are? You could be someone who's very forgiving as well. There are people who just can't let you go, not because they are in love with you or they are, obsessed with you, or there's something else that's going on. It's just because they are incapable of having emotions or that emotional charge themselves. And that's how they're designed. And you sort of treat this person because you operate out of emotions, and they see you as someone who is, wow, emotions, because emotions are something that's great. Not everyone is capable to have it. You're supposed to be very, very discerning. You're supposed to unlock your psyche. Why is that you're attracting these kinds of people in your life who's not giving you anything, but is just making you stuck, who's just keeping you there in that cage, mental prison? and it's just not letting you go. Not fully committing, not fully letting you go. There is something that you need to learn so that you stop attracting people like this. Okay? This is something that you need to do. All right, pile number two, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye bye, take care. Hi, pile number three. So, those of you who resonated with remember, what eternal knowledge can I access in human form? And that is with 13 lined ground squirrel. 13 lined ground squirrel. Number 70. All right, let's read through it so that we get a perspective. Okay, so it says everyone on the earth now is living through a pivotal evolution in consciousness. We have the opportunity for greater access to and comprehension of higher dimensional knowing while incarnate. Before now, certain frequencies and understandings were largely unavailable to experience and embody in order to regain our memory of them. It was usually necessary to transition through the death process, returning to soul form of pure consciousness. If you're reading this, you're ready to explore what this time signifies for you personally. How are you being called to level up? In the traditional tarot deck, the 13 card is death, symbolic rather than physical. The death card indicates a time of letting go, change, growth, and rebirth. Squirrel anchors this energy. She invites you to build on these themes by intentionally slowing down and going within to remember what your soul knows. Who did you meet? Who are you in touch with? File number three. Okay, I need cards. I need cards. But all I can say is that there is a very intense energies that I'm picking up. Perhaps your person is transforming, you're transforming, the relationship is transforming, you inspired some sort of a transformation. What are their thoughts about pile number three and this connection? What are their thoughts about pile number three and this connection? Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, Four of Swords, Knight of Swords. Something got triggered here from the past. Knight of Pentacles. The Knight's energies are coming out to be very strong. This is like action taking energy. You coming in their life with such intensity is kind of forcing them to look into the past and heal that past, heal that past, heal that noise. So that they don't fall back into the same pattern, you don't fall back into the same pattern. This is not just one person side of the story, because Knight cannot be one person. This is like the entire relationship dynamic is what I'm feeling. Knight of Pentacle, Ace of Swords, King of Swords. This entire relationship between you and this person is basically to align both of you to your highest truth. Who are you? What kind of relationship do you want? How much intentional and conscious do you want to be when it comes to relationships? Not want to rush the intimacy, not want to make any impulsive decision, trying to be very grounded and try to take one step at a time, being very practical and very grounded and very mindful about the things. Not repeating what past was repeating. So healing those lessons from the past is what this person is thinking. That's what their thoughts are. You took them to the past. They perhaps have also took you to the past. Both of you need to heal the past so that both of you can perhaps, I don't know the outcome. I don't want to say come together right now. But something is cracking open between the two of you, and that is not related to the two of you. Both of you are forcing each other to resolve the unresolved things of the past, to just let go. And maybe this time, this meeting was somehow very much fated, because up until this point in time you must be like, okay, so I've healed. Okay, so I'm not focusing on them, or I'm not focusing on my past. Entering this person, you kind of realize that I still have a parts of that old personality in my life, which I really need to let go. And this usually happens, like, when you get into from one relationship to another relationship, you feel that, okay, fine, the energy, this distraction is kind of good. But then what happens, you think about, you sort of daydream, you're pushing yourself deliberately to daydream about the new person, so that you don't face the pain from the previous relationship that has just ended. What is transpiring here? I'm getting very intense energies, like someone is literally seeing through the illusions, trying to, I don't know, the energy is literally the energies of transformation, healing, past healing, past healing. The person that you're watching a reading for, they are looking back into the past. What do I need to heal? How do I need to be very, very discerning when it comes to this relationship? You know what? The other relationship, the previous relationship in your life or in their life, consider those as rehearsals. Now, what have you learned? This is an exam. What have you learned? What are you doing things differently this time? Not being impulsive, not rushing intimacy, not rushing commitment, not rushing daydreaming, not attaching yourself to the potential, not shrinking yourself to be in a relationship, not performing as well. You have your own life, which is a very fulfilling life, and this person just comes in and adds to that happiness. They are not the source of your happiness. Okay, so Knight of Wands, clarify Knight of Wands. I'm very curious about your reading now, pile number three. Have a very different and distinct collective. I'm so lucky. I mean, that ways. You guys are amazing. Six of Wands, Two of Wands, Temperance. See, Knight of Wands is about the intensity, literally moving away, just calming the intensity down, not repeating the lessons of the past, so that you don't, in the doing something impulsively or being so much intense about your feeling, that you rush into it and then you're like, oh, what do I do? This person is asking for commitment. Okay, I did everything in the flow. Now we're connected. Now what to do? This is more about simmering down the intensity before making a move or before coming forward. Clarify Five of Cups. Five of Cups is clarified by Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and Ace of Swords. This is actually about a big breakthrough. Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, not moving anything or not doing anything before things are sure, taking things very slow and literally having that breakthrough. There are different nuances attached to it. So, not rushing it. Basically, what this person is actually thinking with this Five of Cups, these are your Two of Cups. This is their past. Okay. Page of Cups, Knight of Pentacles kind of represents that whenever this person thinks of the intense thoughts about you, maybe, about the future or anything else, this person now just wants to ground themselves, not rush, ground themselves. Ground themselves, get more clarity, get more information, get more feelings sort of resolved. Try to simmer yourself down, be very mindful. So what this person is actually doing is just taking one step at a time, being very, very mindful about the things, not taking any decision out of an impulse. I'm repeating the things here, but that's what it is coming. I'm repeating because this person has perhaps multiple times repeated the same mistake in the past, in their relationships, and now they just don't want to do that anymore. Clarify Four of Swords. Four of Swords is clarified by Four of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. At the bottom, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. Really having some sort of a patience and the right timing to take the step. Up until that point in time, they will perhaps wait. They'll understand their feelings before having a new beginning. How much is coming from your side, how much is coming from their side, are you also interested or you're disinterested? So basically really contemplating and realizing, not taking any action and then analyzing you, what are you doing about it. Clarify Knight of Swords. Do you also want to make some plan with them? Do you also want to do things with them, or it's just them who's doing everything? Knight of Swords is clarified by Six of Cups. This is about the past coming up. King of Cups, really having that balance of the feelings, how much to flow, how much to devil, not get themselves stuck again with the intensity. This is like when someone is willing to see relationships differently based on whatever that has happened to them in the past. By really being very, very discerning with a lot of things here. What are their feelings? This is more of a past energy. Past energy, I want to be careful in moving forward. No impulse decision, nothing at all. What are their feelings for pile number three? What are their feelings for pile number three? Two of Cups. They really like you, but they don't know where you stand. So they want to balance it out. And what is their feelings about the past? What kind of a lover they were in the past? Page of Pentacles and Three of Cups. They were the one to actually invest first, while the other person was kind of distracted between the two options. This is why this person really wants to make sure that you are in it to win it. Tell me something more about this person's thoughts about pile number three and their connection. We have the Emperor, person serious, Hermit, Milken, Nine of Wands, King of Wands, the High. Okay, so they are serious about you, pile three. They're serious about you, which is why they're gonna be very, very discerning with a lot of things. They don't want to repeat the past. They understand everything. So every action will be something that's very much measured and thought through. Hermit is clarified by Seven of Swords, Three of Cups. They don't want to get hurt again. Okay, they really want this connection, but they don't want to get hurt again, where you are the one who's kind of feeding your cups to different people. They don't want to get stuck in this multiple situation at all. They are quite serious about you. What is pile three's advice here? What is pile three's advice here? Breathe, emerge. Wow, wow. Do I accept myself without judgment? What am I opening into? So now that you know that this person is serious, are you willing to open yourself up at their pace? If considering if you're serious, okay, if you're not serious, that there's a different game plan to it. But because this person is serious, the reason for their very measured approach and nothing about intensity is basically them having a fear of opening up too soon, or if opening up, maybe not finding the right sort of a reciprocity. So they're gonna judge you. They're gonna judge you. But and they're gonna judge you with the sense like, how are you judging yourself? Do you think that you're ready for this kind of a relationship where someone is so much mindful about things? Or or the way they are coming to you, with the kind of process and everything, with the kind of measured action and everything. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with being, putting yourself into that glass window so that this person can analyze you from every angle and not really going with the flow? Because this person is coming up with a plan. Emperor is about strategy. This person has a strategy. So let me just take it that way. They have been hurt in the past. They're not going to come to you and just be very intense and everything. This person will be like very much measured. Are you willing to be in that kind of a relationship? And considering what this person is doing is controlling their feelings, sometimes taking action, waiting for you to take action, are you willing to put yourself to that scenario? So, do you understand what you're putting yourself into? If you are someone who can play the game, play the game. If you're someone who want this person but don't want to play the game, have a communication. If you're someone who just wants to have casual fun, still have feelings, see where this goes, um, that's your judgment as well. Because this person is kind of playing little bit of games in order to protect themselves. And the worst thing that's going to happen, what I am seeing from this scenario is that this person is judging you, you guys are not committed, and if this person catches you talking to someone else, um, they'll be like, okay, so they are not loyal. You know what, if you really want this person, pile number 3, you have to be very intelligent in what you share to this person. Because since you're watching this reading, so you're smart enough to know now. You are being judged, so why don't you judge them back? And really analyze whether they are really the right person for you or not. Okay, because I see transformation, I see, discernment, and all of that is basically coming true. It's just that, you judging them back and this person judging you, both of you will just gonna slow down your past relationship patterns, because this time you're more conscious, more mindful. Okay, so, oh my god, I spoke a lot. This is what your reading was, pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye bye, take care.